Behind me is my new E36 track car.
So this car has been in the works for like the last 3 months or maybe more. I got this car end of June. Now it's beginning of October. I already did a track day with it. It was like a test track day and it did amazing. Now I got another one coming up later next week, so that's gonna be fun in Pittsburgh. So I wanted to finally introduce the car and go over it.
So she is a 1994 325 IS, and it's just not a regular 325 IS. This is a M-Technic 325 IS. So what the M-Technic is pretty much an M3 before an M3. So when Europe got their first M3s, the US got these imported, I think 250 or 500 of them. It was pretty much a 325i engine, drivetrain with M3 exterior, had some special moldings, all came in a coupe, Alpine white, and had a special interior, which mine doesn't because it's all gutted out. So if you were to see this car, you would just think it's a regular M3 because from the outside, it looks like an M3 and it does have the S52 in there. I do not know the backstory of this car. Why would someone take such a special car and turn it into a track car, pretty much ruin it? I mean, it's cool to have it now, but I would love to find out one day, why would someone take that car and be like, yo, I'm gonna rip out the whole interior and just pretty much turn it into a track car. Hopefully someone one day pops up where I run into someone that owned this car and can tell me about it, because it definitely has to be a story. No car guy that's smart is gonna ruin such a special car and just turn it into a race car.
When I bought this car, it pretty much came how it is. It had the S52, was fully caged, had the whole engine resprayed, the interior, the underside of the car. All it needed was a body harness and a lot of other things that we found when when diving deeper into this car. You guys see it did come with the S52. It runs a drive, so I think it has maybe like 70,000 miles. After the first track day, we did find some leaks. The rear main seal is leaking. I had to replace the steering rack. So those are the two things that just popped up, but other than that, it ran fine, has oil pressure, sounds good, runs good, makes power. All we had to add, or we did add to this engine bay, was we relocated the coolant tank to the Euro style. You guys see, I think it usually sits somewhere here. We installed a catch can and pretty much just replaced coils, spark plugs, oil change. I think water pump was the same, was pretty new. Just replaced a lot of hoses, brake lines, fuel lines, just kind of just give it a little bit of a tune up and make sure everything runs fine, stay with the stock intake. But one of the biggest upgrades that we did to this car, we decided to go with the MK60 instead of the MK20 that's in this car. And the difference between those is that MK20 only has one brake line going to both of the rear wheels, and the MK60, which is from an E46, has two separate brake lines going to both of the rear wheels. If one locks up, the other one is still good. And for an E36, the MK20, if one wheel locks up, it locks up both of them. And that's called the E36 Ice Mode, I think. It's a great upgrade because we did need a new body harness, and to make one for the MK20 was like $400 or $500. And I didn't want to, spend $500, then eventually go to the MK60, spend another $500-600 on a new harness for the MK60, and then the whole unit. So I was like, screw it, let's just get the MK60 upgraded while we're at it, get all new brake lines. So that's what we did. Of course, I've never driven with the MK20, so I can't tell the difference. From my brother's device and from a lot of other people on forums, I saw that this is a great upgrade if you decide to go competitive. Yeah, that was a nice upgrade. This car came with full suspension, coilovers, control arms, everything. We barely touched the underneath of the car, but the whole suspension underneath, sway bars, everything was already replaced and pretty much brand new. That's the engine, the drivetrain. We have the ZF. Didn't really do much to it, left it as is. It does have the 5th gear lean, which I'm gonna fix over the winter in the off season. Doesn't bother me that much, but if we're gonna do the rear main seal, might as well do it. We're gonna be taking off the trans, so I'm gonna get that done. And yeah, so not many modifications to the engine, the transmission, the drivetrain, everything kind of just stayed the same. When it comes to the outside of the car, Didn't really do a lot of visible modifications. The only one that really sticks out is the front lip. It's a race lip from Bimmer World. It looks good, it's functional because it goes down deeper. It's like an under tray, makes the airflow better, and it looks fantastic. The only other thing in the front that you can't really see is we installed a shroud to increase the airflow to the radiator. It's down in there, you can't see it, but once you take off the bumper, it looks pretty cool. That's probably the only visible upgrade that we did to the outside of the car. The car came with these wheels. They are 17 by 9 or 9.5. Unsure of the brand, pretty sure they're forged. They're wrapped in 255/40/17 Falcon Azana 615Rs, and it is a square setup running 15mm spacers all around. The fitment is okay. The fitment is good in the front. Probably could get a little bit of a wider spacer in the back, but for now, this is enough for me as I'm just starting out on the track. But once I decide to, be a little bit more aggressive, take this more seriously, I might upgrade and, upgrade to a wheel setup and probably go over fenders. But for now, this is a square setup and it's plenty for now. Didn't really do much to the rear of the car. Install plastic windows because the car came without any windows. Came with the Euro taillights, stock diffuser, exhaust is how it came, long tube header, small resonator, and pretty much a straight pipe. It's really loud, but I love how it sounds. The previous owner, or the previous 2 owners ago, they rolled these fenders and made it into a wide body, so it does look pretty good. Got a nice little dent right here. No spoiler at the moment. Definitely gonna go with one later on once I improve my driving. We do have a race battery in the trunk. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a nice M3 badge that I didn't put on, so yeah, if anyone saw this car, they'd be like, yeah, that's an Alpine White M3. So now onto the interior. It's pretty simple. We got the paint match interior, paint match full roll cage, brand new OEM PC, steering wheel, shifter, passenger seat, digital dash, OEM dash that's wrapped in some kind of material, carbon fiber sunroof that you can't see right now. And yeah, it's very clean inside, minimal wiring, love being in there. I wanted something simple and clean, and it's exactly what I got. The car also came with these rare door handles. I'm not sure what cars these came on. Could have been the M Technic, but there's BMW Motorsport engraved, and I checked on eBay, a full set of these is like 500 bucks. Here we have my number from my last event at Grid Life that I did at the Joliet Autobahn Country Club. It was a blast, my first HPDE event, and now the next event is gonna be Grid Life at Pittsburgh. So that was my short introduction of the E36 track car. It's been absolutely a blast to own. Can't wait to make more content on it. Can't wait to keep upgrading it. I've only had it for 3 months, did 1 track day, but I instantly caught the track bug. Now that I introduced it, I'm gonna be making more content as I do upgrades, track days, and kind of just documenting my whole track experience, which I can't wait for. So yeah, if you guys wanna see more E36 track content on top of the S3, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.